Hey guys, Scrublord here, and welcome to another episode of Scrubsouls. In this episode, we're going to be taking a level 1 character through Sister Friede and Father Ariandel. This is me after I beat the boss, so we'll just go over the equipment I used: the Dragon Slayer X+10, Wilhelm's armor, which you find in the bug area under Ariandel Chapel, the 2 rings I need in order to use the axe, and then the lightning clutch and the hornet ring for the extra damage. So let's go ahead and take a look at this fight. I think anybody who makes boss videos can tell you occasionally you get done with a boss and you finally beat it and you're not very happy with the fight, and then you've got to make a decision whether you want to try it again, assuming you have a save file, or you're just going to go with what you got. And this fight proved so difficult to actually complete that despite the fact that I've really scrubbed things up in the first phase in particular and somewhat in the second phase as well, but managed to do the third phase quite well, I just had no real desire to go back and re-record this, so we'll just leave it as is, and maybe my failures or scrubbalicious play is instructive as well. So presumably by the time you get to the point that you're able to kill this boss, you'll have this first phase down pretty well, and I actually do. This run just was really terrible and I screwed things up. But you should be able to do this, and you can often do it with 1 pine resin, which is like about a minute, and you'll get her moveset down. Try to backstab as much as possible if you're using a setup like this. Look, I lose sight of her here, and I'm going to look for her. I'm surprised I didn't die. She often catches me when I do that. But we get through it and move on to the second phase. You could get a backstab out of that often, but I only needed 1 more hit, so I wasn't too worried about it. So for this second phase, I'm going to go ahead and redo my pine resin. And I do the second phase a little bit differently than a lot of the people I watched. I watched G-Soul, Dargonsouls, Silver Bullet 993 were the 3 videos I probably spent the most time trying to study the moveset and the openings. And all of those people mostly focused on Father Ariandel, which is probably the right way to do it. But I found that I would lose track of Sister Friede and she'd wreck me. So I pretty much try to stay locked onto her as much as possible. And I actually just pick which one of them, according to opportunity, which one I'm going to hit, rather than just hitting the one that's easier to damage, which is Father Ariandel. I'm just being an opportunist. Whichever one presents an opportunity, that's the one I'm going to take a swing at. Sister Friede doesn't have a lot of moves in her second phase, and that's another reason that if you stay close to Friede, in fact it happens twice in this fight, if you're staying close to Friede as opposed to Father Ariandel, when she disappears to go heal, you're probably going to be right up on her ass. But she doesn't have a lot of moves in this second phase the way she does in the first phase. So you can pretty much run right at her, and as long as you miss the one where she attacks forward, you should be fine there. So this second phase is difficult. You really want to try to keep them either away from one another, or so that they're both within your line of sight, so that you can see what each one of them is doing at all times. If you get her far enough away from him, though, you can often afford to go ahead and take a swing at her like this. And whiff. Oh my lord. One of the biggest problems I had with this fight, other than losing sight of Sister Friede, is that I never really got much time to practice the third phase, because the second phase was always wrecking me, and it just takes so long. It was frustrating. I mean, I would say I probably put a total of 10 hours into this over the last month and a half. I mean, how long has the game been out? It's been quite a while. Of course, I didn't start my SL1 right away, but it took a long time to get this fight down. I guess if I had to define a good way to take out this second phase, I'd say patience. Some people, Gisol told me that he thought bleed was pretty effective against Father Ariandel, and I did try that. I tried several different builds, but in the end, the Dragon Slayer axe that most of the super pros use seem to be the best, just because you get the most damage output. And in the first and third phases, you're going to want to be focusing on backstabs, and you can do almost 1,000 damage with a backstab. So we're getting this first phase wrapped up. She went to go heal, but I could see he was almost dead, so go ahead and heal up and put on your gold pine resin, and don't be a scrub like me and forget to put your Estus back on. This probably should have killed me. As you can see, well, I guess I haven't put the gold pine resin on, but after I put it on, I forget to switch back to my Estus, which is a really bad idea. Of course, a big thanks to those super pros like Gisol, Dargonsouls, and Silver Bullet 993 for their videos that kind of gave me a better idea how to deal with this third phase. Since I didn't get to practice it much, all I could really do is watch their videos and hope that I could somewhat duplicate it when I got to that point. There you see I accidentally redo my weapon. This is important. You really want to try to get close to her so that you can get this backstab in. You don't want to miss too many opportunities in this third phase. The longer you're in here, the more likely you are to die. I know that sounds stupid and obvious, but it's really true. You want to just have as much damage output as possible. There's a lot of spacing involved in this final phase as well, and something like this you can punish. I find the ice one more difficult than the dark magic one, but some of the stuff you can punish. I just fail to do so because I'm not spaced properly. I find myself too far away from her. When she does that spin move towards you, you can also get a backstab out of that. And she does it twice to me here, and I just take a couple hits instead. Here's another one. You just got to chase her around here and make sure you keep an eye on where she's going. Perfect. Alright, well, I got her on the ropes. I better be cautious at this point. And if I'd gotten backstabs out of each of those. There we go. Boy, this felt really good. You know, a fight that you've spent a long time on and finally getting it down, it just feels really good. So, thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll show you my equipment again. This is actually just the clip. I just copied this clip, so this is at the front of the video as well, to show you both my character and my equipment that I was using in case you're struggling on this boss. I really do suggest that you go ahead and try the Dragon Slayer axe if you have it available. The damage output is just really important and shortens up the fight, and it just makes a big difference. I tried a regular lightning weapon, I tried a bleed weapon, I tried different armor sets and no armor at all, and this is what got me through, so I guess this is, at least for me, the best setup. But thanks for watching.